this evening? That's fantastic. Welcome aboard J Airlines. I will be personal caretaker up here in first class. So, now that we are at a much better cruising altitude and it's much easier to walk around the cabin, I just wanted to take some of your time to explain to you our routine for the night. Okay, so this is quite a long flight. We'll be flying throughout the night and some parts of the morning as well. So it can get very stuffy, very difficult, things like that. So we have a few things to make your life a bit easier. The first thing I would like to tell you is that a lot of passengers, if you're wearing tight shoes or tight clothing, it's better to remove them as this is a very long flight. You are free to walk around the cabin in your socks. However, I would not recommend that in the bathroom. But you are free to walk around the cabin in your socks, and so on. Now, usually people sleep throughout the night, however, some don't. They prefer to work, do certain things. A lot of them watch TV. So, if you look in front of you, you'll find your headset. So, here's your headset. And what you're going to do is you're just going to place it on top of your head and switch the button on. And it will automatically connect. It's all Bluetooth activated. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave this here. That's if you want to watch a movie. We have some very relaxing content, some ASMR, some rain sounds, things like that. Yeah, that's fantastic. Another thing is the menu for breakfast. So we'll be serving breakfast around 8 o'clock and we'll be landing at about 11, so there's still quite a jump there. However, we don't want to wake you around 7 to come get your menu, things like that. We like to give our passengers breakfast in bed, as we call it. So I'm just going to read to you the menu and you can tell me what you would like. Okay, so this evening we have some great stuff prepared for breakfast. We have French toast with powdered sugar and golden syrup.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome to London Gatwick Airport. The local time here is an hour behind the time in Geneva.
Well, we have
so to bring us in nice and early
we have an egg benedict on a croissant with a sweet and sour sauce.
Please do remain seated with your seatbelt securely fastened until the signs in the overhead panels have been switched off. Shortly, however, though, you will notice your crew getting up from their seats for safety-related duties, but please just remain seated until the aircraft has come to a complete and final stop. You may now use your small portable electronic devices. Please do remember to take all of your personal belongings with you today, checking in the seat pockets, underneath the seats and in the overhead lockers. Do take care when using lockers, things may have moved during the flight and may fall out. Generally, we do get valuable items left on most flights. We do, especially smaller things like phones and seat pockets. So please take an extra. Do have everything with you
for this evening,
before you leave us this afternoon. Smoking is not permitted until you reach a designated smoking area. If you have requested assistance here at Gatwick, that assistance will be available shortly at the front of the aircraft. And ladies and gentlemen, on today's flight we're proud to be collecting for breast cancer now and prostate cancer UK. Breast and prostate cancer are the most common cancers in the UK, with over 1 million women and men currently living with these diseases. So we're collecting on all our flights currently. We'll have a collection bag to disembark. If you do for any spare change in any currency you'd like to donate, I'd like to thank you so much in advance.
It's good to have some water,
and on behalf
just to keep yourself hydrated.
David, Hopping and the entire crew, we'd all like to thank you so much for choosing to fly with EasyJet today. Wish you all a very safe and pleasant onward journey. It's been a pleasure having you all on board. A very warm welcome home, or do enjoy your stay around the area.
So the reason why we do this is because some people like to keep in line with the time zones that we are flying to. So if we fly to a country where the time zone ends up to be in the evening or in the morning or things like that, according to their schedule, obviously they prefer to stay awake during the flight, and obviously the coffee helps with that. So if you having a problem with flying in terms of the nausea and the altitude and the motion sickness, what we suggest is ginger. So we give you maybe a ginger tea, something a little bit strong, a ginger beer soda, things like that. Although soda is it's a bit fuzzy, so the tea helps quite nicely. Yeah. Another thing that helps in terms of feeling motion sickness, and I'll give you something now.
Did it? That's beautiful. That's good stuff, man. Straight through. Stellar every single eventuality. Absolutely stellar. That was good stuff.
So, we get a hairband, a rubber band, whatever you prefer, but we like to keep these ones handy. And what we do is you tie it around your hand and you pull on it a little bit. This is more for in terms of turbulence, and it helps a little bit with nausea. It's not the best thing, but it's mostly for the turbulence and more if you're scared of flying. It's sort of, the pain sort of, well, I wouldn't say the pain, but the sting sort of distracts your mind a little bit. It's something very nice. Okay, so I'm just gonna give you one of those, and you can use it to your convenience. Oh, absolutely. Okay, the next thing is, you were telling me about your ears. They're like very like stuck. Well, what helps with that is gum. I will bring you some. Another thing is this really small bottle of oil. It's called a sweet oil. You might see it around in drugstores, things like that. So what you do is you put it in your ear, and in a few minutes it should pop right open. We only offer this in first class because it can get a bit hectic in economy and things like that. So this really helps in terms of opening your ears. Because it can be very difficult sometimes. You're trying to sleep, things like that, and your ears are stuck. It's a bit hard, Yeah. Okay. Well, fantastic. Another thing, if you're trying to fall asleep, I have here very nice, calming moringa flower mist. So I'll just give you some of it. You can just keep that with you. And
shortly be able to disembark the aircraft using the forward door on the left-hand side, possibly the rear door too on the left-hand side. Steps are being attached to the aircraft, and it's just a short walk into the terminal building. Due to airport regulations, phones can't be used on the way to the terminal building. For your own safety, please don't walk underneath the aircraft wing. And when disembarking down the steps, please do hold on to handrails and supervise any young children. And once again, thanks very much. Choose to fly stay. Wish you all a very safe on the journey. We do hope to see you all sometime soon.
Okay, well, let me get you your water
on another EasyJet flight.
Our items, and I will be right back.
Lorsque vous descendez de l'avion, soyez prudent et tenez-vous aux rampes d'escalier. Veillez, s'il vous plaît, à surveiller vos enfants et pour votre sécurité, ne marchez pas sous les ailes de l'appareil.
Okay, so here you go. I'm just going to place this on that table. And here's a piece of gum, just in case you feel a bit stuffy, want to try and pop your ears. The gum should help quite a bit. And in terms of landing as well, the gum helps quite a bit. Yeah. Well, this is a very safe flight. We've done this more than 1,000 times, so we shouldn't experience any bad weather. It was quite clear in terms of the weather. Now you see we have a prepping just before the flight, just to work out you know, what's happening, what's going to happen, how's the weather, how's everything looking, and it seemed to be quite clear throughout the flight. But if you do have any issues, you can just call me and I will help you straight to it. Oh, you're very kind. Well, I hope you enjoy the rest of the flight, and I will see you in the morning.